Well, here we are, guys. It's time for a video, another one. I was involved in a debate yesterday about spiritual groups calling for group meditation, global meditation, to help stop the hurricanes that are pounding the Americas at the moment. And to me, this is something that is really an abuse of power and trying to interfere with Mother Nature. And when we look at history and fact, hurricane season is prevalent in the Atlantic, particularly at the end of August and the beginning of September. This is historical, this is factual, and every year the same thing happens over and over and over and over again. And these islands and storms are working together. It's happening every year, and it's been happening since records have begun. And as a mariner who sailed the Atlantic and sailed the seven seas, I've experienced these storms and know that they're real and know that they happen naturally. The debate began to introduce this thought that agencies like NASA and whoever in Russia and whoever else around the world is influencing weather. Whilst I accept and acknowledge that this does happen, these natural phenomena that occur on an annual basis of the same magnitude, of the same power, are fact. And when we try to interfere with Mother Nature, I believe this is an abuse of power, an abuse of spiritual teaching. And in some ways it's spiritual elitism, because these groups have thousands and thousands of followers. They're encouraging, let's say, innocent minds or naive minds or spiritually entrenched minds to do something that is against the laws of the universe. We can send empathy and understanding and sympathy to these areas that are being battered by storms. But it's not just happening in the USA. It's not just happening in America. It's happening in India, Pakistan, Africa, Indonesia, Asia. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people being killed because of Mother Nature, because of the storms. And this morning I see an earthquake in Mexico of a magnitude that never been recorded in Mexico before. Mother Nature is sending us a message, and one that we, the spiritual elite, seem to be blind to. We need to look within ourselves at our contribution to this planet, our responsibility to this planet. What can we do on a day-by-day basis to help change the way we interact with Gaia? We can do this by picking up garbage, 5 or 6 pieces of garbage a day. We can do this through changing our habits. We can do this by not driving our car. We can do this by not buying certain products. We can do this, each of us can do this very simply and very easily. And this has an added effect of maybe we'll be improving our health, maybe we'll be improving our diet, maybe we'll be improving our communication skills with others, just by a simple action. And it's very, very simple. We don't need to sit in meditation and try to divert something that happens on a regular basis. This is just simply not necessary. This whole journey of awakening begins with ourselves. Not anything out there. Not anything bigger than us. It begins with us. And it's that journey inward, that allows us to process, to change, to digest, to rectify, and to balance all those things that are out of balance within us, so that within us we become a purified vessel. We become a vessel of love. We become a vessel that's fully aware and awake of everything that's within us. And what is within is portrayed outside, within our own circles, within our own environment. So we make a direct contribution to the way this planet functions. So we are responsible, and we can accept that responsibility, and we can proceed to do and make those changes that we believe are necessary for our own highest good. Not the highest good of the planet, not the highest good of our neighbour, not the highest good of our partner or our children. What's for our own highest good? Because for millennia we have been told that everything is outside of us is our goal. And this is the reverse of what the awakening is about. And we need to drop all of these old paradigms, these old templates, these old existences that we've lived, and step into our own power. Because when we step into our own power, we are the most powerful being under the sun. And that's reflected back in how our lives are lived and how our lives are fulfilled. And when we are stepping into our full power, and when we are beginning to be that vessel that's for our highest good, wonderful things happen, and they continue to happen. So spiritual elitism is another way of spreading another kind of fear. A fear that is really putting a blindfold on others, that's hiding behind the truth of what is really going on. And it saddens me to see these powerful groups and these powerful spiritual leaders asking us to participate in a meditation that tries to divert a Mother Nature created normal thing. I could expand on this theory and expand on this very, very quickly and very easily. If we look at history, the historical facts, one has to question the mentality of those planners that built those cities in the paths of these hurricanes, in the paths of these storms, because the data's there. What does it tell you about the way that planners functioned and the way that planners work? Creating the perfect dream and illusion for people to buy their prime real estate on prime land for the maximum value. And then when the shit hits the fan, the builders will come back in and repair it, which creates just an economy. It creates a capitalist mentality. The Americas have inland so much empty and barren space, but everyone wants to live on the coast. Everyone wants to have a real estate, prime location real estate. Why is that? Because that's what you've been sold. That's the American dream. But your dreams are shattered when Mother Nature comes and rips it apart. And then you pay your insurance premiums and you hope that your home's going to be rebuilt. So you're going to spend energy and time on something that is a dream that's not been created by you. You're buying into somebody else's dream and illusion. If you look at fact and history, you will see the path of these hurricanes, and you will see the path of these storms, and you will see that this is Mother Nature. This is a natural phenomenon. What is unique, though, is the severity and the number of, let's say, this is the first time since records began that 2 Category 5 storms will hit the coast of America. This we can say is a contributory factor of climate change, the environment. And this is the underlying message of my point of view. We change the way that we live within so that we can change how we interact with Mother Nature, how we work with Mother Nature, and how we respect her. We make conscious choices and decisions that have a ripple effect through the economic chain, through the corporate chain, and throughout our own living environment. We make conscious choices. If we choose to drive a car, we're contributing to climate destruction. If we drive a car that's electric, or we drive a car that's of gas, our impact is less. So you see, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. And the spiritual elite need to come off their high horse, because as I know from my own journey, life journey, I dealt with the psychology of me before the spiritual awakening happened. So I have a balance. Spirituality is about maintaining balance in everything that we do. Not about going from one extreme to the other. It's maintaining balance. And we do that every day. When we spread rumors or we spread messages that go against the grain of Mother Nature, we're sending the wrong message. We need to be in balance and in alignment with ourselves, with Gaia, and with everything that is. And when we get that message, then we can have this impact on a much larger scale. Whatever's going to happen has happened. I'm certainly not going to interfere with Mother Nature. I'm going to send empathy, I'm going to send sympathy, and I'm going to send love. But some things have to happen. And as soon as people get that message, the travesty that happens is from Mother Nature, with the added effect of our contribution to the impact of climate change and other environmental hazard disasters and things like this that are happening at the moment. We are responsible. So if we change what we do and the way that we think and the way that we act and the way that we interact, that's the change that we can make that will have a direct impact on our own lives and have that ripple effect throughout the rest of the world. In some cases, it's too late to stop whatever's going to happen. Mother Nature, Gaia, is far more powerful than any man, than any state, than any government, than any country. And no matter how much you try to stop Mother Nature battering your shores, she's going to come. And that's the time when we should be looking within to see what are we doing as a nation, or what are we doing as an individual to contribute to this severity or to contribute to this message. It doesn't take much to look back. It doesn't take much to remember what happened last week, last month, last year, last decade, last 25 years. It doesn't take much. So for the spiritual elite, try and apply some balance to what message you're trying to say, and stop using your vehicles and your vessels that are sending a spiritual message to interfere with what Mother Nature is trying to do. Mother Nature is trying to cleanse whatever she needs to cleanse. And if that means battering the shores of America, whether it means battering the shores of India or Pakistan or Asia, that's what she's doing. And she's doing it for a reason. And we as individuals need to understand what that reason is. And it all begins with us. There you go. That's my ranting. That's my ranting. That's my rambling. That's my contribution to trying to bring this spiritual elitism into some form of perspective. I do what I do every day in love and light, in positive energy. That's what I share. And I encourage you to do the same. Have a great day. Bye-bye.